I'd like to start today's video with a thank you to our sponsor, Tobii Gaming. The Tobii Eye Tracker 5 delivers an extra level of immersion and awareness that if you're anything like me, you have been striving for in your gaming experience. It is a high-performance head tracking and eye tracking input device in a sleek and well-made package. Head tracking is such a useful feature for games like Star Citizen. Having the ability to control your in-game view independently of your hands is one of the most liberating additions to your control setup that you can make. Tobii very kindly sent me a Tobii Eye Tracker 5 for me to try out and to share my experiences with all of you. And let me tell you that the eye tracker itself is very well made. I was surprised to find that the outer casing of the device is actually made of metal, giving it a very high quality feel. Installing the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 to a monitor takes less than a minute, and the software is very intuitive, ready to go out of the box. I have had some amazing experiences with eye tracking these past 2 weeks, and in this video we'll take a look at just what the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 can do in Star Citizen. And again, I want to thank Tobii for sponsoring this video. I am sure that for many of you watching, head tracking will be a familiar idea. I myself have been using an older head tracking system, TrackIR, on the channel for some time. In the most basic sense, head tracking is a control method giving the ability to control your in-game character's view using the movements of your real-world head. It is very useful for simulation games. In Star Citizen, for example, you can be looking at the side canopy of your ship while still maintaining control. The movement of your in-game head, or free look, is no longer limited by your hands, allowing you to focus your hands on just controlling the ship. During combat, you can intuitively track your target visually, again without compromising control of the ship, to distractions like holding a free look button and using the mouse to control the view. Head tracking even opens up seemingly small benefits that turn out to be huge quality of life improvements, like being able to glance at all of your ship MFDs, not just the ones that fit into the screen when your character is looking forward. By simply looking down with your real world head, your in-game character will look down to view the MFDs. Now, I'd experienced all of this before with TrackIR, of course, but as the name suggests, the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 not only performs head tracking, but also eye tracking. And if head tracking is liberating the hands from the burden of controlling free look, then eye tracking is the closest we may ever come to straight up mind control. During the calibration of the device itself, you are asked to look at some dots until they disappear, and the sense you are doing this through mind control is actually tangible. One of the concerns I had before trying the Tobii Eye Tracker was that the eye tracking aspect would not work very well for me because I wear pretty thick glasses. As you can see from the calibration, it was immediately demonstrated that the device was able to track my eyes through the glasses reliably, and this was in low light conditions as well. Once calibrated and entering Star Citizen for the first time, all I had to do was switch the head tracking source to Tobii in the options menu, and head tracking was working for some first impressions. Oh, okay, I see, so I can do that. Go back. Ooh, okay, well that, I mean, immediately it does work, right? Immediately I've got the head tracking. Yeah. With it. I've also got eye tracking. Hey, I like it. There will obviously be a few comparisons to TrackIR in the video. I've been using TrackIR for some time. One concern I had before trying the Tobii Eye Tracker was that it might be less responsive and have more latency than the TrackIR system, but my experiences right from the beginning have proved this to be false. If there was more latency here, I could not feel it. Don't feel like there is anywhere near as much latency as I was expecting. I haven't even played with the settings yet. I'm just walking around the hub, obviously. It feels basically the same as using TrackIR. I've always liked to use head tracking on foot. Not all players enjoy this, most reserve it for being in the cockpit of a ship. Head tracking on foot just provides extra immersion.
Alright, I'm gonna try using the Tobii in just walking around, because normally I don't. Normally I find it a little disorienting.
Here's what I'll say about head tracking in FPS, okay? I remember when I first started using it, it felt really immersive but like disorienting. You gotta stick with it for a bit, but now I can't play without it, honestly. Like it feels weird for me to not be able to. I still need way more sensitivity on that roll. I personally like a lot more sensitivity on all axes, and this includes head roll. The stock settings are very mild, presumably to get people used to using head tracking and eye tracking, but making changes to them is very easy. You can adjust almost all settings in Star Citizen itself, like the balance of eye tracking to head tracking, or the responsiveness of any axes. These can be adjusted independently for sitting situations like flying a ship, and FPS situations like raiding a bunker on foot. Oh, FPS, okay. So I see what it is. So seated is in a ship, FPS is on foot. Now we're going to see some head sensitivity roll. I can promise you that. Oh yeah. If anything, that's too much roll. I've gone too far. Cyrus, I've gone too far. I'm so preoccupied with whether or not I could. I didn't stop to think whether I should. That's much better. It had taken just a couple of minutes to find settings that were comfortable for me, and I really like the simplicity of this. The fact that the Tobii Eye Tracker is supported natively by Star Citizen is very convenient. It feels like initial impressions, at least right now, it feels more comparable to TrackIR than I was expecting. Like I was kind of worried when I read some reports that there was latency in it. And I don't really feel like there is, like, you know, coming off of TrackIR to this, it feels pretty much the same, yeah. As I said though, the Tobii Eye Tracker not only performs head tracking, but also eye tracking. When I move my eyes around, the screen follows my eyes as well. That's kind of cool. There is a really cool feature of the Tobii Eye Tracker to help convey what is happening when a player is using eye tracking. It is called Tobii Ghost, and it really demonstrates how well my eyes are actually being tracked. Tobii Ghost allows you to add a bubble overlay to your screen to demonstrate where it is you are looking in real time. This can be set up for streaming and for video production. If you're using OBS, I believe the bubble can be added to the recording without it being visible to you as you are actually playing. I use Shadowplay to record, and so the ghost bubble was visible to me as I was playing. What is really amazing though is that using the bubble indicator, you are able to appreciate how accurate the tracking really is. Your eyes, it turns out, move a lot during gaming, and seeing the camera view accurately adjusting to where you have set your gaze is very satisfying. Though eye tracking is a very different experience to head tracking, and I wanted to experiment with different balances between the two, starting with the most extreme option to get a feel for it. Like, I'm going to turn it to 100% eye tracking, right? On foot, I suppose. I'll do on foot first. Like with head tracking, there is definitely an adjustment period to eye tracking. I remember when I started using head tracking, it felt very out of control to begin with, but I soon adapted to it. That is very weird.
Setting it to all eye tracking.
Oh yeah, it's very strange. I mean, not necessarily in a bad way, but it's like a completely different skill. Like learning to use head tracking on foot is one thing. Ooh, eye tracking is real strange. So I'd be heading out to run a bunker mission, this time with a 50-50 split between eye tracking and head tracking, and we'll have the Tobii Ghost bubble visible on screen. As I said, your eyes move around maybe more than you think while you are gaming. There is a slight difference between where I am looking and where the bubble appears. I think this is maybe that I am using a larger monitor than recommended. This grenade was not the most successful. So a 50-50 mix I feel is still a bit of an exaggeration on the eye tracking, but it was actually pretty comfortable and effective. I think like with head tracking, if you wanted to use a more eye tracking focused setup, you would quickly adjust to it and find settings that work for you. Lowering the responsiveness of the camera to the eye movement would make a big difference. Now, I did find the ghost bubble to be distracting during this mission, but I'd later learn that you can actually fully customize the bubble, including its size, color, trail, and how much transparency it has. The bubble is more for showing others where you are looking though, so it isn't really necessary for when you're just playing, but I can see it being kind of cool to have a very slight bubble on the screen while you're using eye tracking. We'd be taking off to enter some combat beacons around Microtech, as I wanted to see how the Tobii Eye Tracker performed in ship combat. I like the Buccaneer a lot. This is unrelated, but I've become quite enamoured with the little Buccaneer lately. It's a Drake ship, and you all know how much I love Drake, so I was excited to put the ship through its paces as well.
You are clear to launch.
Okay. So I found that about 80 or 90% head tracking to 10 or 20% eye tracking is the best setup for me, because it really shines in a few places. When using head tracking with TrackIR, I would find it difficult sometimes to get the camera to correctly focus on an MFD that I wanted to interact with. With the Tobii Eye Tracker, you can use your eyes, and just looking at the MFD in question will keep it nicely centered. Stock setup, which normally is fine, but that's better. Ooh, that looks, I like that. From the cockpit, when you fire like all of those lasers at once on the wings, looks like you're putting out a lot of fire. On my ship size 4 hardpoint, I was running the stock Reverend and Gatling gun. The ammo limit for these weapons is just way too low in my opinion, so I'd have to use it sparingly.
You heard my con, that's amazing. I need some help mopping up these bastards.
Yeah!
I thought I was a goner. Thanks.
Early beacons were very mild though, as we hadn't built any rep in the PTU. And as we travelled back to Microtech, Cyrus would be interdicted.
Quantum drive is now off.
I'm being interdicted.
Whoa! Let me know if you need assistance, I'll jump back towards you.
Congratulations. Target is
Despite the interdiction, we didn't find a snare-capable ship out here.
But yeah, there's no mantis or anything. How did I literally
Right.
just run into the fight?
And strangely, I appear to have taken damage. Although I'm on fire. Like, I don't know why, but I am actually on fire. I don't think I'm actually damaged. Like, it looks fine. Like, on my monitor, it looks fine. Let's make the ship go faster, you're right.
Closer.
Oh, M6 looks, yeah, it does look the closest. Next up was a bounty target in the skies of Microtech. Well, when I say I know where it is, what I mean is I've been there before. And viewers of the channel may recognise that this was actually my first time witnessing a soft death in Atmo. Well, now you know that when this happened, we were out here testing the Tobii Eye Tracker.
Yep.
Oh, I've got missiles coming in as well.
Sorry, yeah.
congratulations. Target is
Wait, is your target soft dead? Oh my god. Should we watch it and see it crash? Okay. It's gonna go face first. Oof. Wow, that was cool.
Yeah.
For me personally, some of the best times to have head and eye tracking are moments of exploration or just taking in the scenery. The ability to move your head naturally allows you to take in so much more of your surroundings and really appreciate the beauty of some of these locations. What were you going to say?
Oh, I used like our usual like raccoon terminology. I should have said splash.
Oh yeah, yeah. What can we jump to? Oh, OM6. We'd be making a pit stop at the station for some cautionary repairs.
friend impact warning.
There's some wreckage here. Okay. Head tracking also helps enormously with getting beauty shots, allowing camera movements not possible with normal controls. Also, we need a contract. Oh, hi. Hi. Got hi. Accepting. Sharing. Hi, baby.
All channels, I'm under attack. Please, if you hear this, help me.
I don't have any revenant ammo, but I can't imagine that's gonna, you know, play any role, right? We were heading in to take on a high threat beacon. This promised to be much more action-packed and dangerous than the early beacons.
I like that. Tandem jumping. The small creatures are gonna be the.
Hurry up, more shit
Yeah.
hits inbound. Almost there. Almost there.
I'm on the caterpillar. The caterpillar is one of the tougher targets. Going for something smaller first made more sense. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to one of these. That's that a reclaimer?
Yeah.
Oh crap, okay. I'm gonna move on to something smaller first.
Online.
Okay, I got Valkyrie, yeah, I see a Valkyrie.
Kill.
Valkyrie down.
Good.
Starting second Valkyrie.
Yeah, I'm on it now. It's gone.
Taking heavy fire.
The caterpillar was attacking the ship we were here to protect. The caterpillar is on the
Hold on much longer.
is on our target.
Down.
Yeah. All that remained was the reclaimer.
I'm trying to focus on the rear field.
Shield system.
Oh. Rear shield is getting red. But then again, so is mine.
Oh, is it focusing you?
No. Straight into the top turret's line of fire.
Ship destroyed. I thought I was a goner.
Now, on the next beacon, I lost the ability to pitch my ship. This is a problem I've encountered a few times. Getting out and back in fixes it, but I've been followed away from the battle. Okay, I have to leave the seat to fix this pitch issue. Hopefully I don't get blown up.
One Valkyrie down.
Oh, I'm in a bit of trouble. I think I'm about to lose my ship. Maybe die.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I think it's probably too late. Try and get back in, but yeah, ship's gone.
Ah, fuck.
I'd swap out the Revenant for a Rhino and head back in, but this high threat beacon would prove to be more dangerous. Okay,
You heard my
we
call.
go
That's amazing.
here. Caterpillar,
150. Valkyrie.
Hammerhead. Coming around to you. Valkyrie, okay, I'm gonna start this Valkyrie.
Ready up. More shit heads inbound. What the hell?
I'm gonna try and knock out the 750 real quick.
Oh, something's on me though. What is on me? Hammerhead's on me. Okay, I'm gonna pick up and recharge my shields.
Contact.
Come back around.
950 down.
Good work.
Hammerhead and the Caterpillar on the protection target.
Oh shit, okay. I'm coming in up onto the Hammerhead. Or Caterpillar, which you want to take first? Caterpillar's-
Caterpillar.
Looks,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like all over it.
Oh yeah, I'm taking fire too.
That guy down.
hit me.
Wait, are you dead?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay, let's see how long I make it.
How do you keep doing
You want me to bring a heavier ship?
Probably a good idea, yep. The beacon failed, the dude got killed. The beacon had failed, and so I was breaking off, but I was also being chased as well. Oh, being chased as well. What's chasing me? Oh, it's the no, it's Valkyrie. Okay.
One Valkyrie went down, but it slammed into me. Or I slammed into it. One of those two things happened. It was behind me.
And on returning to the station, we'd share some final thoughts on the Tobii Eye Tracker.
One of the things I was surprised about with this Tobii was that it was all made of all metal.
Yeah, when it came out of the box, I was really surprised that it was. First of all, the packaging was really awesome, nicely packaged. It was well presented. The instructions were clear. Setup was real quick, but yeah, the quality of the actual device. Only thing you can really compare it to, right, is TrackIR, and TrackIR is like the flimsiest, cheapest plastic, like the entire thing. It's a miracle it doesn't fall apart, if I'm honest. The Tobii Eye Tracker felt solid and high quality and felt pleasingly cold. Like you take it out of the box and it's got that kind of metal coldness, you know. That was nice. And also what was cool, when I first took it out of the box, I was like, oh, that USB cable is very short, but they give you an extension in the actual box. The Tobii Eye Tracker makes a fantastic addition to a full flight setup for maximum immersion. Mouse and keyboard work fine absolutely, but for the full sense of piloting your ship, nothing beats a good dual stick setup. If you do not have a set of flight sticks, you can pick up the Thrustmaster T16000 Duo set on the cheaper end of the cost spectrum. They are very accurate sticks. I used to use them back in Elite Dangerous, and they were pretty much the most accurate sticks I've ever used. The centering spring is very strong, meaning you get a lot of accuracy around the center point of the stick. No dead zone, which was great for aiming. I was running a throttle at the time, but dual sticks is what people are running in space sims these days, and the Thrustmaster T16000M Duo set is a good set to get you started. For me, choosing the Tobii Eye Tracker over the TrackIR is a no-brainer. Between not having to wear a track clip on my head and also gaining the benefit of eye tracking, there is already a big advantage to the Tobii system. The software also seems to be a lot more robust and reliable. I had a lot of problems with the TrackIR software during my time using it, not least of which was that when there was a problem, all you as the user would usually know was that the software would refuse to launch. It is early days with the Tobii system, but so far no issues whatsoever. Tobii are currently running Simfest, a celebration of all things simulation. Part of this promotion is that the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 can be purchased with a 15% discount until March 6th. See the link in the description of the video to take advantage of this limited offer. Tobii are also running a sweepstake for Simfest for your chance to win a Track Racer RS6 flight simulator, a TCA Captain Pack X Airbus edition, or a Tobii Eye Tracker 5. For your chance to win, follow the sweepstake link in the description below and complete any of the small tasks listed to gain points towards chance at your prize. And again, I want to thank Tobii for sponsoring this video and for introducing me to their excellent eye tracker. As always, I want to thank all of our amazing patrons for the generous support they give to the channel. Thank you guys so much. We will be back with more very soon.